I did animal care at Discovery Museum for almost 20 years there. And that closed March 2020 after 70 years. And then I got recruited over to Explore Center in Davis, June 2021. I was there for 4 years. I did an educator there, and I was doing animal care there. We're talking about the animals we got from there. New remote, let's see if it works. So Kaotic Mythicals was founded in 2009 to bring exercise education out to festivals, events, and schools. Some of the collections we were rescued from a museum that closed after 70 years. That museum was tossing everything into the dumpsters to go to landfill. They were gutting 70 years of collections, 8 shipping containers. So we said no, I couldn't let that happen. So I rescued everything I could, and then some, to save the specimens for future programming to use with our mobile museum experience. Our collections, now we did not kill any of the animals, we did not tan hides, we did not clean the skulls. We sourced the specimens from ethical sources. Some we rescued, some were donated to me, and some we acquired. We respect all specimens as if they are real. Some of our specimens are replicas, but we treat them the same as if they are real because the circle of life. And we ask that you please, you guys have been really great so far, respecting the specimens as well. Do not pick anything out unless given special permission to. We have one of the largest collections in the region. We have over 170 animal skulls, over 40 track casts, pelts and furs of over 80 species from around the world, skeletons, eggs, claws, teeth, horns, antlers, mammoth specimens, and more. I have an entire museum's worth of collections stored in my house. And I can bring an own museum experience out to you. This is the website to learn more about where we're going to be going and about want to bring education and engagement to your school, to your friends, or to a cocktail party. Please hold all questions until the end, and I'll have plenty of time afterwards for questions. So, we're talking about eggs, right? So when we think about eggs, we probably think about chicken eggs. We buy chicken eggs at the grocery store, we eat chicken eggs, we color chicken eggs. This program was originally designed for spring, for Easter, so forgive me for the pun there. So, I got a question for you, the old age-old question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Egg.
Chicken.
Who thinks chicken? Well, the eggs existed for over millions of years, laid by dinosaur ancestors. The first chicken egg was laid by a bird that was not quite a chicken. A genetic mutation happened in the egg. I have here a replica oviraptor egg, and take a look at the pictures. They look kind of like a dinosaur version of a chicken. Hard-shelled amniotic eggs appeared around 312 million years ago. Long before birds or chickens, dinosaurs laid eggs. Chickens evolved from dinosaurs. So what animals living today hatch from eggs? We're going to talk about it. Well, some animals that hatch from eggs have feathers. From hummingbirds, ostriches, and all birds in between hatch from eggs. Birds develop inside the eggs, then hatch by cracking open the eggs. Mostly dependent upon their parents to feed them when they're babies. The parents regurgitate the processed digested food to feed the babies in the nest. Birds that fly are not born with flying feathers. They molt the feathers as they get older, and some birds cannot fly at all. So here's a few of the birds we have represented on the table. Except, unfortunately, my great horned owl and my red-tailed hawk skulls are missing. They weren't in the right set. So, can anyone tell me? We all know what this is, right?
Yeah.
Hummingbird. This one? Great horned owl. My skull is missing, unfortunately. Red-tailed hawk. We know what this is, right? What's this? No. This bird is kind of special. Its egg is different shaped. Does anyone know what it is?
A loon?
No.
Not a puffin.
It's a common mirror. I have 2 common mirror eggs on the table. One is real and one is replica. The hummingbird eggs are about the size of a jelly bean. Depending on the species, they weigh about a gram. The hatching weight of a chick is less than a dime. Now, in our region, which is around all year round, our more common local species is the Anna's hummingbird. Their eggs weigh less than a paperclip. Now we do have other hummingbirds that come, species of hummingbirds that come through that migrate here, but we have the Anna's hummingbirds here year round. They typically chew eggs in a nest the size of a walnut. Pelican eggs will vary by species. They range about 3 inches long, about 2 inches wide. The weight varies from 4 to 7 ounces on the species. Parents take turns incubating the eggs for 29 to 36 days. And the nest is simple, of twigs and grass, with 1 to 4 eggs, 2 usually. The common murres, though, they're something special. They live on the sides of cliffs. Their eggs usually spin in circles instead of rolling off the edge of the cliff like a chicken egg. They do not make nests. There's a picture of a common murre and their eggs on the side of the cliff over here. The colors of the eggs can be white, blue, brown, or green, with or without markings, so the parents can easily identify which eggs are theirs. Now, unfortunately, I thought my owl skull was in the tub, but we're going to talk about owls having fixed eye sockets. They cannot move their head. They cannot move their eyes on their head. So they move their head further than to see. They can turn their head 270 degrees in either direction. We can only turn our heads 90 degrees and rotate her about 50 degrees on our eyes. If you want to do me a favor, hold your head still. With your eyes only look up. Eyes only look down. Eyes only look side to side. Owls cannot do that. They have fixed eye sockets, so they have to move their heads in order to be able to see. I worked with a screech owl for 17 years. Great horned owls, eggs typically measure about 2 inches long, almost 2 inches wide, weighing about 2 ounces. Typically lay 2 eggs, though can lay 1 to 4. The western screech, they're the 3rd smallest owl in the world. Their eggs are a little over an inch long, a little over an inch wide, weighing only 0.6 ounces. Typically lay 4 eggs, though can lay 2 to 6. That's my boy Milo, my western screech I had at Discovery Museum. I had him for 17 years. In our world, there is no divorce. Owls bond with one and one only until death do they part. And he was bonded with me. Any female into his enclosure, he would dive bomb and draw blood on their heads. They had a hard hat outside of his enclosure. Anybody else that went into the enclosure had to wear a hard hat, otherwise they would get all bloody. Now, red-tailed hawks, eggs are typically about 2 inches long, about 2 inches wide. Clutch size is 1 to 5 eggs, and the hatching weighs about 2 ounces. Ostrich eggs are the largest of all living birds. They typically measure about 6 inches long, 5 inches wide, weigh around 3 pounds. That's the equivalent of about 24 chicken eggs. Now the shell is made of calcium carbonate, strong enough to support the weight of someone standing on it. I have an ostrich egg here. We are not going to try that. We're going to leave it in the case. I actually have 3 ostrich eggs in my collection. So here's some more birds. Now let's see if you guys get this one correct, because most people get this one wrong. What is that?
Canada goose.
Say that again?
Canada goose.
Yes, Canada goose, not Canadian.
Yes.
A falcon.
It's not a falcon.
Golden eagle?
It is a golden eagle.
Woodpecker.
I have a British skull table. And that was, most people don't know about that one. That's a common tern. I have a tern skull on the table as well.
Woodpecker.
So, Canada goose eggs are about 3 inches long, a little over 2 inches wide, weigh about 5 ounces. They're 3 times the size of a chicken egg. I have a domestic goose skull on the table, and I have a Canada goose egg on the table. Golden eagle eggs are typically about 3 inches long, about 2 inches wide, weighing 0.3 pounds. They lay 1 to 3 eggs, usually spaced a few days apart. They don't lay all the eggs at once. They're spaced out. On the table is a golden eagle claw, skull, and egg. Woodpecker eggs vary by species. The tiny little downy woodpecker eggs are about 0.8 inches by 0.6 inches. The larger pileated woodpecker eggs are 1.2 to 1.4 inches long. The clutch varies 2 to 6 eggs and or more based on the species. Now the common tern eggs are about a little over an inch long, over an inch wide, ranges the color of brown, buff, or olive. Unspotted, the clutch size is 2 to 3 eggs. Incubation is 22 to 23 days. So I've got quite a few different bird specimens on the table for you guys to check out later. And if you have any questions afterwards, I'll be happy to help you. I'll try my best to answer. But after we talk about feathers, let's talk about animals that hatch from eggs that have fur. Who here knows what they're called?
Monotremes.
Monotremes, yes. There are only two types of mammals that hatch from eggs. They're called monotremes. The platypus and the echidnas are the only mammals that hatch from eggs. The duck-billed platypus, actually it's been known to be exclusively in Australia. However, they are in Tasmania as well. The four species of echidnas are found in Australia, Tasmania, and New Guinea. The San Diego Zoo Safari Park is currently the only zoo outside of Australia to care for platypuses. Bearong and Eve arrived in San Diego October 2019. It was the first time in more than 50 years that platypuses were cared for outside of Australia. Being nocturnal, they have reversed the light cycle in their enclosure. So when you go into the room, they have the lights down low so that the platypuses think that it's nighttime when it's broad daylight outside. And they got a platypus cam, you can watch them too, on their website.
I'll get check that out.
So the platypus lays 1 to 3, usually 2 leathery eggs. The eggs are about 11 millimeters in diameter. The echidna eggs will vary, but about half an inch long, and only 0.05 to 0.07 ounces. Echidnas lay a single soft-shelled leathery egg in their pouch. With monotremes, the babies do have an egg tooth, like a reptile, to cut open the egg when they hatch. So on the table, I have a platypus toy and a echidna toy to show you. I have a platypus egg and skull replica. I have a short-beaked echidna skull. I have a short-beaked echidna egg and a long-beaked echidna egg as well. Now, platypus range are primarily just on the east side of Australia and down in Tasmania. The echidnas, there are 4 species: the short-beaked, the western long-beaked, the eastern long-beaked, and the Sir Davis long-beaked. Now, per the IUCN Red List, they are listed as least concerned, critically endangered, vulnerable, and critically endangered. See that one little yellow dot? That's where the Sir David's long-beaked is found, and they're critically endangered. Because of the IUCN, we all know what the IUCN is, right? International Union for Conservation of Nature. All right, now this is the part that I know you guys are all here for. Animals that have scales hatch from eggs. So we know snakes hatch from eggs, turtles hatch from eggs, tortoises hatch from eggs, lizards hatch from eggs, and now some lizards hatch from eggs inside their mother, giving the appearance of live birth. And I always get tongue-tied on this word called oviviparity. We'll just skip over it. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So most reptiles hatch from a leathery, soft-sided egg. Babies have a sharp tooth to cut through that egg. The tooth is called an egg tooth, and most will lose that egg tooth when they first shed it. Baby turtle eggs are made of keratin, the same as our nails. Now the soft, leathery eggs do allow for gas exchange. It allows for absorbing moisture and respiration, and a key adaptation for living on land, compared to that of amphibians. Though some reptiles, like turtles, tortoises, and crocodiles, lay eggs with a harder shell. The pregnancy or gestation incubation period in reptiles varies greatly by the species and temperature. Generally, warmer temps will speed up development, while cooler temperatures will slow things down. Most common reptiles' incubation periods is about 1 to 3 months. So we're going to look at a few here. The bearded dragons, 50 to 80 days. The Babuya skunk, so skink out of Brazil, up to 12 months incubation. King snakes, 55 to 75 days. With the copperhead, up to 9 months. Box turtles, 9 to 10 weeks. Painted turtles, 2 to 3 months, but longer if cooler temperatures. So, looking at a few other species here. Leopard gecko, the gestation, pre-laying is 4 to 6 weeks. Incubation is 35 to 89 days. The ball python, up to 45 days. And incubation is 55 to 65 days. American alligator is up to a month. Incubation is anywhere from 65 to 75 days. The green anaconda, 6 months of gestation, and there is no laying of the egg. They give live birth because they're oviviparous. As with Jackson's chameleon, with only 5 to 7 months of pre-laying. Now, as pets, reptiles can give some indication of impending egg laying by observing certain behaviors, like digging, appetite changes, and pre-shedding. It is always best to consult your vet if you see any changes in behavior. Reptiles, as with any prey, will try to hide any signs that something is off or different. Now, we all know that snakes shed their skin when they grow. They shed is generally all in one piece, hopefully. My boy Felix just shed yesterday. Lizards can shed their skin as well. They shed like off with pieces. My bluey, it is a mess, like we get bad sunburn. Turtles don't shed their skin, we know that. Some shed parts of their shell covering as they grow. We all know that. So here's some reptiles that we have represented on the table. So trick, question, well, not trick, let's see if you guys can identify her. What kind of snake is she? Huh?
I said she was pretty.
What kind of snake is she? Garter snake? No?
No.
What do you think? What do you think?
King snake?
What do you think? What is it?
King snake?
She's a Kaotic king.
Okay.
We know what this is, right?
Gila monster.
Right? American alligator? What's that big one?
Dragon.
Komodo dragon. Yeah.
Oh.
Never wanted one of those.
I have a Komodo dragon egg on the table. So California kings are usually eggs are oblong, leathery, and sticky. Their eggs are about a little over an inch long. Those sizes can vary. Clutch size is 2 to 24 eggs, and the babies are 8 to 13 inches long. Compared to the Gila monster, their eggs are about a little over 2 inches long, a little over, over an inch wide. The leathery eggs incubated underground for about 4 months. The Komodo dragon eggs are about the size of a grapefruit, around 5 inches in diameter. Females will lay 15 to 30 leathery eggs in a nest that she will guard. American alligators, eggs are about 3 inches long. I have a replica on the table. They have a hard outer shell and a leathery inner layer. Now that inner layer will shrink as the baby grows inside the egg. Females will lay 20 to 50 eggs in a nest that she will guard for about 65 days of incubation. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the only replicas like that out here for turtles or specimens are just some models. I do have a desert tortoise skull to take a look at as well. But do we know what this is? What kind of turtle this is? That's it, three-toed?
First one, no.
What's in here? Steven?
Eldorado. Galapagos.
Yep. What's that one?
Painted?
Nope. What's your pond?
Oh, is it? Sea turtle? I'm blind.
What kind of sea turtle?
Leather.
Leatherback. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, three-toed boxshell eggs are about a little over an inch long, almost an inch wide. Females will lay 3 to 8 eggs, typically 4 to 5. Think about 3 months incubation before hatching. And the Galapagos tortoise eggs are the size of a tennis ball, about 2 inches in diameter, weighing about 4 ounces. The clutch is 2 to 20 eggs with 80 to 175 days of incubation. Interesting fact, cooler temperatures will yield males, and warmer temperatures will yield females.
Is that true for the box turtle too, or just
I know that's for the Galapagos. Each species is a little different. I know that cool temperatures will slow things down, warmer temperatures will speed things up. With the Galapagos, the temperature will determine the sex. Now, Western pond turtle's eggs are about the size of a large marble, typically a little over an inch long, not even an inch wide, oval shape. Clutch size is 1 to 13 of the hard-shelled eggs. At the Discovery Museum, we had our pond out in the grounds, and I was out walking the grounds for one time. I saw one of our Western pond turtles come out of the pond, go over near a bush, start digging a hole. So I stepped away, came back and checked on her for every now and then. She had laid eggs in a nest that she had dug. She patted it all down and went back to the pond. I walked over and looked where I knew she had made that nest. I could see no sign that there was anything, that there was a nest there. She had patted it all down perfectly, that no one could tell that there was anything there, that there was a nest of eggs there. The leatherback sea turtle eggs are the largest of all sea turtles, about the size of a billiard ball. Look at that, 2 inches. Females will lay 80 to 100 fertilized eggs. And here's the kicker. They'll lay 30 or more smaller yolkless eggs to keep sand out of the nest. Now the crocodilians we're talking about today, I got on the table here. I have American alligator, got a couple of alligator heads. I have an American alligator egg, and I have a foot. I have a dwarf crocodile skull, and I have a caiman. The American alligators, we all know where those are found. The dwarf crocodiles out of Africa, and the caiman The caimans are found in South America. Unfortunately, when the museum acquired the caiman, it was not identified, and we don't know which species it is. There are 6 different species of caiman found in South America. If you guys can help me figure out which one it is, I appreciate that. Caiman eggs are hard-shelled, oblong, laid in large nests of vegetation. Clutch sizes 10 to 60, depending upon the species. Now, unlike birds that feed the babies with regurgitation, reptile babies are on their own and self-sufficient. They're not nursed at all. Some moms will stay with them, keep them warm, incubate them. You see pictures, baby alligators will hang on mom's back. But several species are completely on their own. The eggs aren't even incubated. The eggs are laid and then left on their own completely. Survival is okay for some. Now, talking back again about oviviparous animals, carry the eggs inside without laying them. Eggs hatching inside the mom, crawling out, giving the appearance of live birth. The embryos feature in the yolk, not from maternal supply. There's no placenta, transfer nutrients. To provide a higher chance of survival with the eggs being vulnerable to predators. So some animals that are oviviparous include some sharks, like I mentioned, nurse shark and whale shark, fish like rays and guppies as well, and some invertebrates, including cockroaches and scorpions. I brought live Madagascar hissing cockroaches. There are 5 of them in there. There are 3 bulls and 2 cows. The males are bulls, the females are cows. Take a look at them and check out if you can figure out which one's male and female. I breed them. I have 2 terrariums at home of those guys, and I have a terrarium of South American cave cockroaches as well, which is pretty cool. Within amphibians, this includes some frogs, a toad, and more. Reptiles, this includes some snakes and lizards. Now, amphibians include African toads, cockway frogs, leeches frogs, and depending on the environment, which is interesting, fire salamanders can also be oviviparous, depending upon the environment. With reptiles, this can include garter snakes, boas, vipers, including rattlesnakes, blue-tongued skinks, and Jackson's chameleon, for example. So here's the pictures of some oviviparous reptiles. This is Blizzard, the female blue tongue I worked with at Explore. So we know what these are? Garter snakes, rattlesnake, blue tongue skink, cockway frog, fire salamander, and Jackson's chameleon. At Discovery Museum, I worked with 2 species of buckshot, Bump and Samantha, Mesochorus boris, and a green iguana jade. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of jade, and among several other animals as well. I explored, I worked with 2 Australian blue-tongued skinks, Blizzard and Tiger, and 2 California king snakes, Lizzie and Felix. When Discovery Museum closed, the remaining 3 reptiles got rehomed to 2 different staff members. And then Explorer closed, our 4 reptiles were adopted by 2 of our education team. Blizzard went home with our longtime educator, Sarah, who'd been there 13 years. We took Blizzard out to school programs all the time. They had a bond. I adopted Tiger, Lizzie, and Felix. My husband was not happy that I was bringing 1 home, let alone all 3. And I was strongly advised to pick 1 snake. And I said, no, I can't pick a favorite. So I redid my den to make room for the racks, and I brought all 3 home. Tiger is an Australian northern blue-tongued skink. He just turned 25 years old last month. During the warmer weather, he does like to, he has a wading pool, he goes, a little kiddie pool, he goes and swims in. I got videos of him on my YouTube channel, and he'll cuddle with me all day if I let him. On the 5th, he weighed in at 1.8 pounds, and he taped about 24 inches long. Lifespan in the wild for these guys is 10 to 14, 15 years. In captivity, they've been known to live to 20, even into 20 years, even into early 30s with good quality care. Lizzie and her brother Felix, from what I was told, that they were illegally poached as eggs from Southern California. That's where you're going to find the striped powder. The gentleman that stole their eggs from the wild, his intention was to breed them and then sell the babies at reptile shows. He talked too much. He got caught. Lizzie and Felix came to live at Explorer. Nothing was documented, but based upon what we were able to kind of backpedal and talk to former employees, the guesstimate is that they are 15 years old. Lizzie loves to cuddle and snuggle. She does not act like a king snake at all. She acts like a ball python. She's really mellow. But, one thing to point out about king snakes is that if I don't handle her regularly, if I let her go a week without any handling, I go to open the door and she will wiggle her tail at me. King snakes will mimic rattlesnakes by shaking their tail. There's no rattle, it's making a sound. King snakes don't have ears, they can't hear sound. But the thought is that in the wild it would be ruffling some leaves to make a noise. They can only feel vibration, they can't hear sound, but she will shake her tail at me. And then if she does that, I hook her, bring her out, and she's like, okay, she's fine. Felix, he can be a spaz sometimes. He weighed in at 1.6 pounds and 50 inches long. Lizzie is 2.2 pounds and 50 inches long. Felix, open his door, he'll raise his head like he's going to strike. He can be a little grumpy. So I'll pull a hook, I'll use the snake hook to get him out. And once I have him in my hand, he's perfectly fine and calm. I talk about king snakes because we have both California king snakes and rattlesnakes right here in our area. The map on your left coming up is where you're going to find California king snakes. The map on your right, the red, is northern Pacific rattlesnakes. And up north, the orange is the Great Basin, the blue is the Southern Pacific. The thing with king snakes, they are immune to rattlesnake venom. King snakes hunt, kill, and eat rattlesnakes. They can get bit 6 to 8 times by a rattler and be fine. They will kill that rattlesnake and swallow it whole.
Oh, yay!
King snakes are good snakes. Typically, they're going to be banded or ringed with either the light being cream to white, the dark being black to brown. Now, also with king snakes, is they are the strongest constrictors, pound for pound, in the world. Boas and pythons constrict to stop airflow to the lungs. King snakes, even stronger. They constrict to stop blood flow to the brain.
Wow.
And I put my snakes in the back of my neck all the time. But yeah, king snakes are good snakes to have. So we're going to ask me some trivia questions here. So, are all turtles considered tortoises, or are all tortoises considered turtles? If you think all turtles are considered tortoises, raise your hand. 1. If you think all tortoises are considered turtles, raise your hand. With this group, I figured the majority would get that right. Yes, all tortoises are considered turtles. You don't hear the sea tortoise. Typically, turtles are found in water environments, and tortoises are found in drier environments. Now, here's an interesting question. Is the Komodo dragon venomous?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
from what, in my community, we were always taught to believe that Komodo dragons did not have venom, that it was just their saliva was so filled with bacteria it would cause sepsis. However, recent studies found, back to 2013 I read, that they do actually have venom. Their mouth has glands that secrete toxins that causing blood to thin and blood pressure to drop. That bacteria in their saliva will cause sepsis. Is the Gila monster venomous?
Yes.
Yes. The Gila monsters do have potent venom. They're considered the most venomous lizards, though it's not fatal to healthy humans. They have specialized groove teeth in their lower jaw to deliver the venom in a chewing action. I have a Gila monster mount over there and a Gila monster skull to take a look at. Gila monsters and Mexican beaded lizards are true venomous lizards found in the United States. They're in a family all their own, and I'm going to botch this word, called Haldermachdi. You can read it on the screen. It means warty skin due to the presence of small bones under the scales. If you look at the Gila monster skull, you'll see it's all bumpy. It's not, when we see them with their skin or scales on, they look bumpy because we think it's their skin. It's actually their bones. So you can look at the Gila monster skull to see that. And here's a range map of where you're going to find both Gila monsters and Mexican beaded lizards. They are in California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. A little bit in California. But, yeah, I wouldn't want to come across one. But I see them at the reptile shows all the time being sold. For me, I don't want anything venomous. I do have other animals at home. I got cats. So I don't want to have anything that's venomous in the house. That's the rule my husband did say, nothing venomous. So we can't finish talking about animals that hatch from eggs without talking about amphibians a little bit. Reptiles evolved to lay hard-shelled eggs, or leathery eggs, away from water, and scaly skin to be on dry land. Amphibians rely upon water sources to lay their soft-sided eggs. Now here are 3 different amphibians. Who wants to try, who thinks that they can name all 3 correctly?
Nope.
Wait, I like
Okay.
One's the American bullfrog, one's, I don't, what's that one?
Well, go with the easy one, this one.
The American bullfrog.
Bullfrog, right?
Looks like a toad.
Western toad.
Has a tree.
No? Huh? I heard it.
Leopard.
Northern leopard frog.
Cute.
I have a northern leopard frog skeleton. I have a toad skeleton. I have a western toad mount. And I have a bullfrog skull on the tail. Now take a look at this. Now, it just so happens that the 3 species I have in my collection that I acquired from the museum that was tossing everything out, these 3 different species lay their eggs differently. Western toad, leopard frog, and American bullfrog. Now, the western toad will lay their eggs in a long, gelatinous strands, often around vegetation, in shallow ponds or slow streams containing thousands of eggs. The northern leopard frog, they lay their eggs in small masses that are attached to vegetation in shallow, sand-lit water. Hundreds of thousands of eggs. However, American bullfrogs, they lay large, floating jelly-like sheets on the water surface of 10,000 to 20,000 or more eggs. So they all lay their eggs differently, which is kind of cool because I have specimens and just learned about that. All right, guys. So thank you. This is done by my company, Kaotic Mythicals. I've been doing this since 2009. Going to festivals and to schools. Visit our website to see where we're going to be next. We got a craft show selling our soaps, bath bombs, and more. These are just happen to be the ones that I have that fit within the theme. We have a YouTube channel as well. I haven't made a post again. I've got I think 99 subscribers right now. To earn any money, I got to have 500. But the more the merrier, please. I post videos on there of my 3 reptiles. I had one video of Tiger in his pool that was just a few seconds, and it got over 9 million views. 9,000 views. So if you guys can follow me on YouTube, greatly appreciate it. And then with our collections, we have a vast collection, again, over 170 skulls, pellets of every species. I can build a mobile museum experience for you. I do private parties. I do schools. I don't have the insurance, so I can get in other ways. And then I have a mobile escape room as well. I can do a mobile escape room party right out of my van. Series of challenges that are mostly nature-based, and I do sense of touch and sense of smell as well, which most escape rooms don't. Test your nose and test and get to feel some pellets and have some fun with that. Mobile museum experiences that I do have put together already, but I can customize anything as well. So extravaganza is what I brought here. Nature Detectives is North American species, pelts, skulls, track casts, and scat replicas. And then I have my African Adventure Safari, which is over 40 species. I have the bear facts. There are 8 bears in the world. I have the skulls of all 8. And that program is really cool. Big cats of the world, I talk about 13 different species of big and large cats, with some specimens as well. My bat program, I have 13 species of real bat specimens. My pride and joy is a mounted flying fox. She's gorgeous. She was acquired by the museum in 1962, and they were throwing her in the dumpster.
Ooh.
Um,
Yes, with that, or nickel?
Flying fox, real
Oh.
giant fruit bat. So, take your time looking through the specimens on the table. Please remember to look with your eyes and not with your hands. Do not pick up any cases. We treat all of our specimens the same as if they are real, even though some are replicas. And so thank you. Oops.